Breaking news at 6 as Portland's mayor announces he won't run again. Why Ted Wheeler says he's out.
Plus, a stolen car used to commit more crimes.
They matched up my car with that car, and then they took stills of the people.
Why its owner is turning to the power of social media to get his car back.
Then, it's the gorge fire that leveled nearly a dozen homes. Now, a new report reveals how it started. And later,
I have a weird job.
Whiskey crafted by a woman. How a Hood River distiller is making her mark on the industry, one barrel at a time.
Good evening, everybody. Let's get right to breaking news and reaction coming in after Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler announced he will not run for re-election. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Laurel Porter. Let's go right to Alma McCarty in downtown Portland. Alma, the mayor made that announcement in a letter to Portlanders. What's he saying?
Well, Laurel, David, basically what the mayor is saying is instead of vying for a third term as Portland's mayor, he's going to instead focus his attention for the next 15 months on some of the city's most pressing issues. Among those, homelessness, public safety, livability, and economic recovery. Those are the ones he's listed. This as Portland reshapes its form of government and structure of the mayor's office and city council. Wheeler took office in 2017 and was the first mayor elected to a second term since Vera Katz back in the late 1990s. In those 7 years as mayor, his administration's dealt with public battles with President Trump, protests that have led to questions about police tactics and the COVID-19 pandemic, and a worsening homelessness crisis, among other issues. In his note today, he said, "I am a firm believer in public service and know when government is accountable and responsive to the needs of the community, it can be a force for good." Serving as the elected mayor of Portland has been both humbling and the greatest privilege of my life. We have been reaching out to different people to see what their reaction is, what their take is on the mayor's announcement. And so far, we've heard back from Commissioner Mingus Mapps, who himself is running for mayor in 2024. Here's what he had to say. In a statement, he wrote, "Mayor Wheeler has been a dedicated public servant and has led Portland through a challenging time. He has made great sacrifices in his service to our city. I have enjoyed working with him on the city council and consider him a friend." We will have more on this developing story tonight on KGW News at 11.
Yeah, just one of many changes surely coming between now and November of next year. Thanks so much, Alma.
It's going to be quite an election. We have some breaking news for you in Milwaukee, where crews are wrapping up a big fire that spread to cars and an apartment building. You're looking at a live picture from the scene. The northbound lanes of McLaughlin Boulevard near Jennings Avenue have reopened, but the southbound lanes will likely be closed for the next hour.
Quite a response there. Here's a closer look from earlier. We're going to show you the smoke and flames. We just got an update, by the way, from Clackamas Fire. They say the fire started in some bushes, then spread to cars. It then went toward a nearby apartment building. Everyone there had to evacuate. Nobody was hurt. It's not clear right now how seriously the building was damaged. We'll keep you updated, of course, as we learn more. Let's get to your headlines now, starting with a man accused of stabbing 2 teenagers on a MAX train in what police say was a racially motivated attack, pleading not guilty. Adrian Cummins faces charges including attempted murder and bias crime. Court documents say back on the evening of September 2nd, Cummins yelled racial slurs at 2 17-year-olds who are black before he stabbed them. One of them, who friends identify as Damien, was stabbed in the arm and chest. He had emergency surgery. He's now recovering at home. The other teen was treated at the scene and is expected to be okay.
Another major strike is looming. This time, 4,000 Kaiser Permanente healthcare workers in Oregon and Southwest Washington may be hitting the picket lines. Union members in 7 states began voting on whether to authorize a strike 2 weeks ago, and the results of that vote will be announced tomorrow. Union members say chronic understaffing is leading to a crisis in patient care. The current contract expires at the end of this month.
Portland Public Schools have reached a tentative agreement with the union that represents workers in auxiliary roles. That includes 1,300 administrative assistants, paraeducators, campus safety associates, and other professionals. Now, if ratified, the 3-year contract will put all workers over $20 an hour, with additional pay increases for specific jobs. Negotiations, meanwhile, continue between the district and PPS teachers.
The destructive Tunnel 5 fire earlier this summer was likely caused by a passing train. That's according to a report released today by the Washington Department of Natural Resources. The fire started July 2nd in Skamania County, racing up a hill in the gorge, burning over 500 acres and 10 structures, including homes. Investigators found that an older model BNSF engine was pulling a load of lumber through the area. This despite a warning to not run that model of engine in the gorge during the summer due to fire risk. We asked the railroad for comment. It says it's reviewing the report.
And we've got a quick update on current wildfires with a brush fire that prompted level 3 evacuations in Wasco County now out. This one burned fewer than 10 acres about 8 miles southwest of Dufur. In Clackamas County, containment on the Camp Creek fire has now climbed from 35% on Tuesday to 44%. Great news there. It's burned about 2,000 acres in the Bull Run watershed. Officials say Portland's water remains safe to drink.
And we've got lots of sunshine coming our way, too, not only for Portland, Oregon, the entire Northwest. Here's a look right now from our reserve golf course sky cam in Washington County. The Coast Range out there, hardly a cloud in the sky, a couple scattered clouds. Warm day today, made it into the 80s. It's dropped to 79 already, but much warmer weather on the way for the next several days. Now, we had some low cloud this morning, mainly on the east side of town. We will not have that tomorrow morning. It's going to remain clear overnight tonight. And in fact, the entire Northwest is going to remain clear. So this is our last weekend of summer, and it's going to feel just like summer with temperatures well into the 80s. We'll also update you on Hurricane Lee as it takes aim on northern New England, believe it or not. They've got some tropical storm watches and warnings up that way already. Our headlines: near 90 on Friday. We'll be near 90 tomorrow, too, just topping out in the upper 80s. Sunny and warm for the weekend. Temperatures begin to drop off, but still in the 80s. Next week, though, will be cooler. If you're ready for some cooler, more fall-like weather, we'll get that next week. Couple of chances of rain. Nothing looks too heavy, but we'll have the latest on that in a bit. David, Laurel, back to you.
Thank you, Matt. To a story now about a car theft where the person who took it appears to have gone on a bit of a crime spree.
Ashley grabs us here. And Ashley, it sounds like there is plenty of evidence here.
Right. This stolen car is still cruising the streets and helping the thief commit more crimes. I talked with the owner of the car who turned to social media for help.
Right here, you can still kind of see some of the glass shatter right here.
That's glass from the window of Ryan Rollins' Audi S8.
I was like looking around and used my key fob, nothing went off.
Rollins owns Bible Club and PDX Sliders. He says he was parked across the street from his Selwood restaurant when his car was stolen.
You know, it seems like 5 to 5:30 is the witching hour for these thieves.
Rollins took to social media, hoping someone would spot it, and they did.
They caught it on the ring cam. They were stealing Amazon packages.
Not only was his stolen car seen rolling down the street in Estacada, but the thieves have continued to steal.
Well, we know they're stealing stuff in a very nice car.
You can see in this video, someone runs to the front porch of a house and takes an Amazon package before getting back in the front seat of the Audi.
It just kind of goes to show what community awareness and support kind of does to help find things like that.
Roland says he's grateful for all the eyes on the street.
They've kind of felt that they can become lawless and there's really no repercussions, you know.
Now he just wants to get his car back and knows people around the metro area can make that happen.
There's not really the resources to chase and find these guys, so you have to kind of rely on social media and the community to kind of snitch on these people, and that's what we're hoping for.
Now, if you do see this car, I know Ryan would be very grateful for your help. You can call Portland Police on their non-emergency line to report it. David?
And they've got the video. Thank you, Ashley. Coming up on the story, we've told you about the millions of unspent tax dollars that are sitting in Multnomah County's coffers.
And Blair Best is here now. Blair, it seems there's even more money on the way for homeless services.
That's right. And some commissioners call this shocking, just how much money there is still yet to spend on homeless services. Now, when the crisis on our streets doesn't seem to be getting any better. Now, in total, Multnomah County has about $100 million unspent dollars meant for homeless services. Here's how it all breaks down. $50 million is from a homeless tax that brought in a lot more money than expected. And on Monday, county commissioners learned of an additional $12 million coming from the federal government. And there's another $40 million, which we were told was going into next year's budget, but now we're learning it might be spent on homeless services as soon as November. Yet the focus this week is on how to spend about $62 million of all this.
I'm very supportive of us taking urgent action, specifically in support of increasing shelter beds and also the temporary alternative shelter sites that the city has stood up. And in addition, I'm supportive of a 24/7 sobering center.
Okay, we have all this money. How do we put it together to have the biggest impact toward measurable goals?
So I'll have more on the plans to spend this extra money and how one county commissioner is asking to actually push back this vote. That's coming up on the story.
Such a problem to have. They have a lot of money. Thank you, Blair. We look forward to your report.